It's Wednesday evening again, which can only mean one thing here on the British Fist channel. That is none other than another Q&A, and that's probably because it's what's best for business, isn't it, NJ?
Oh, it very much is so, Dan. What's up?
And British Fist,
Ka-ching!
ka-ching indeed. Q&A number 127. My hand's still clenching after that because my god, NJ is quite strong. He doesn't look very strong, but he fucking well is strong. Jon Snow, what is your opinion of the polls on the WWE app? Do you think they're legit? They're usually very slanted, to say the least. I think some of the polls are legit when WWE wants them to be, but I kind of feel sometimes the polls are a little bit jagged, personally.
The WWE, I think they came to realise that they were showing how fake they are by having them right before a break, and the audience or the fans have just a break to reveal the results. But when they started spreading out from the start of the show to the end, then it came more realistic. So yes, I think some of them could be real, but when the WWE don't get their way, they tweak it.
Pretty much, when WWE don't get way, like you say, they tweak it, and that's just the WWE trying to fix their own results, as it is storyline scripted, athleticism.
Exactly.
Fundamite 19, has WWE become obsessed with trying to get Alberto Del Rio over despite fans not caring about him? Yes. I mean, how many times has this guy been in the World Heavyweight Championship? He was in the World Heavyweight Championship scene from like 2012 all the way into 2013. He's still in it going into Survivor Series. I mean, they've tried so hard with Alberto Del Rio, and it's like, is it really working? Is it really worth the amount of time they're putting into this character right now?
Well, sadly, becoming champion and hopefully remaining champion is his destiny. He just keeps failing at the very last minute.
Well, he keeps fulfilling his destiny of winning the World Championship. It's just that it never really goes anywhere, and he gets relegated to the middle of the card. And but Alberto Del Rio trained, yes, he's a solid character, can be a solid character, but not a main eventer, not a big star like I think Vince wanted him to be, which kind of exemplifies a lot of the new stars WWE tried to push to the top quite soon, doesn't it?
It's a shame because when he first came in, yes, now looking back at it, it could have been rushed to get to the main event just because he had the attitude and the look. But he still was a guy that people felt suited the main event scene. Now he's in it. Now he's been in it a while. It's just not clicking with the matches he's against.
And now no one cares about him. Like me and NJ. Patrick Banks. Are either of you two getting WWE 2K14? Not me. I don't play wrestling games anymore, unfortunately.
Sadly, over the years, because I'm finding the games quite easy to get through, even on Legend mode, I'm not in the rush to get it, even if the story mode is still catchy.
Was it 30 years of WrestleMania this year? That after last year, the Attitude Era. Make the games harder so NJ buys them, WWE. Come on. Lavak Arakuda. I think I pronounced that name correctly. 3 questions. What do you think about the Divas, especially AJ, Paige, and Emma? Because I think they're just looks and very little skill. I think they're talking about the other Divas, not AJ, Paige, and Emma. A lot of the Divas are good looking because that makes for interesting TV, and they're trying to appeal to a demographic like horny males that will probably enjoy seeing hot-looking women wrestling each other in the ring.
As much as the WWE, Vince McMahon and others use good-looking divas, good-looking women to bring the attraction, we're watching them on TV, hopefully for wrestling as well, and that's why we need the Karmas, the Beth Phoenix, just so someone can come in and make them work for what they're meant to be doing.
And Paige and Emma are still looking like 2 good prospects for the WWE. Don't discount Summer Rae. She is a very, very good talent as well, as we've seen on Raw. I think she's had a couple of matches on Raw now, hasn't she?
1 or 2.
Yes, and she was very good in NXT. Do you think Cena has a chance to end the streak? Oh, if there's one person in the business that could end the streak, it would be John Cena.
I have my money more on Santino's career than John Cena, because if they dare give it to John Cena, who's already got a resume, a CV full of accomplishments, to give him the biggest one of them all is such a horrible thing.
As opposed to Santino, who has no list of accomplishments. Clearly, you are not a corporate business suit man, NJ. You're clearly a mark for the business. Who do you see being the face of WWE in 5 to 10 years? I have no idea.
Well,
get the F out.
I've had some possibilities, some ideas, but the WWE, until they make us believe in them, which is not happening anytime soon, it's not going to happen. And we just missed a question up a bit higher, Dan. Do you watch Gaelic football from Ambrose Freak 95? Being a bit Irish inside me, I should have some aspect or draw towards it, but no.
No, neither. I've seen it and it's quite funny, but I wouldn't go out of my way to watch a match. As for who could be the face of WWE in 5 to 10 years, there's a guy on NXT called Mojo Rawley. Keep a lookout for him, people. Black Fox 86. Do you consider Monty Brown to be an underrated wrestler in TNA? Don't really know because I never really saw him perform, unfortunately. A lot of you may think he is underrated, but we didn't see him. American Alucard. Why are all of the current WWE video games shit? NJ, can you shed some light on this? Too easy?
Yeah, the easiest, even in legend mode, you can still get through it quite quickly. The story mode, they add interesting things out, take out to replace them with something else. And the wrestlers, yes, they improve the looks of the graphics, but they're not. Nothing seems to be interesting once you've played the past games.
And also, isn't there an issue with like the online servers and the fact that people can just spam a lot of the games with running moves, and it just doesn't make it very good to play online? I don't know whether you played online on it.
I played quite a bit, but everyone has their own tactics. But yeah, it can become annoying.
To win, because that's what's best for business. Does Hell in a Cell feel like a wasted pay-per-view since every match is inside the cell? Hell in a Cell is a wasted pay-per-view anyway. It's clearly a filler pay-per-view, clearly just a way of trying to get some Hell in a Cell matches on the card, which aren't necessary.
When it comes to WWF, bringing Hell in a Cell always happen at the right time, right moment, right wrestlers, and then all of a sudden make it into a pay-per-view where the WWE have to have a reason to put two individual wrestlers in the Hell in a Cell just for the pay-per-view. Doesn't always work out in their favour. Doesn't give us the Hell in a Cell match we all dream for. So as a whole, maybe the first few, maybe they had ideas for, but now it should just be scrapped.
TNA buried their own TV title. Is that a new low? And did it make every TV title run irrelevant? Well, the belt wasn't really being used, and they really failed to establish it as a mid-card belt. So, and if they're trying to push the X Division as a mid-card belt, which I don't know if they are or not because I'm not watching TNA right now, but they may as well have just got rid of the TV title because it just became so meaningless towards the end. They may as well have just cut their losses on it.
The TV title, I think when I first started watching it, I was hoping for the best because of what the history it had behind it. But right now, TNA want to try and bring it back to the spot, but just like the WWE, they're more focusing on the main event hot scenes.
Which is what is best for business. Armstrong2307GA. Would Taker versus Lesnar at WrestleMania 30 be a good match if they built up a storyline based on Lesnar being the only remaining big name who, I think, Taker has never defeated? I think this match would definitely be good for business, NJ, don't you?
Everyone has different opinions. I'm still sticking to mine that The Undertaker is not in wrestling right now until Mania because he needs his body in 100% ready for WrestleMania. But if he goes into WrestleMania, he could bust someone open with one punch. The Undertaker's not going to last a full 20-minute, half-an-hour match. It's not.
I guess with the streak on the line, though, you could at least portray the storyline. But I think Taker versus Lesnar would be a good match. You know, you've got two kind of larger-than-life superstars going at it, and Lesnar is a legitimate UFC fighter who a lot of people could probably see ending the streak. That's probably why I say that. Also, how many WWE or TNA shirts does NJ own? Fucking thousands.
From this point right here, right now, on the Tuesday Monday we're pre-recording, it's 71.
You waste off so much money on t-shirts, you do. Superfan931. I only have like 5. I barely ever wear them in my videos. Are you surprised that WWE has not released any superstars this year? Not really, because they have released a few superstars from NXT, but they need all the talent they can get because they've got so many shows to fill. They used to have like Saturday Morning Slam, and they needed all these wrestlers like the Tyson Kidds, the Justin Gabriels, the Heath Slaters, the Jinder Mahals to fill up those shows.
Recently, I've been having a few discussions about this. The WWE, of course, are all about the money, but they're paying wrestlers who are not on TV money to sit back and do nothing. Sin Cara's doing nothing. I think Mason Ryan may still have a contract. Yoshi still has a contract. And there's all these wrestlers that may appear on odd superstars or just some small show, but they're using all this money to pay wrestlers who are not there.
Which is not best for business, is it?
No, so releasing, firing people, yeah, do it to NXT where you want to bring in new stars, not to the current roster who are doing nothing.
Should WWE restart SmackDown like they did in NXT? Establish roster, start from a smaller venues to work their way back up, get rid of the goddamn Raw rebounds. I don't think WWE should restart SmackDown. I think a rebranding could be good, but not restarting it. I mean, you've got all the talent you need. You're basically Raw and SmackDown have exactly the same talent now, really, essentially.
That's the problem, because now the WWE don't have the two separate brands that all combine into one. SmackDown is either there to fill empty spaces that didn't happen on Raw, make rematches from Raw, or try to provide last-minute segments. So, to be honest, they could do something different with SmackDown, but right now, when both shows are together in a way, they're not going to.
Plus, I don't think it would be best for business either. So far, it's 2013 the Usos' best year in terms of booking and TV time. Yeah, I mean they've been promoted to a top spot in the tag team division. I guess they've got not the tag team champions, but they've been going after the tag titles a couple of times, and we've seen them on TV quite a lot. So you could say that from recent memory.
Usos are one of the longest reigning tag teams together. They've not really broken up temporarily, faced each other temporarily. They've been together. They've just not had that full goal that they should achieve, which is the tag team champions. But now we've got a less dominating tag team, the Shield. Now we've gone to a tag team that the Usos look like they could have a good match against and possibly become champions with down the line. I'd say I look forward to hopefully seeing it happen next year.
Have you seen the Stephen King movies such as The Shining or It? And if so, could you see a gimmick like that in WWE, like the clown or Jack Nicholson character in The Shining? I ain't seen any of those movies. So
Doink the Clown, repackage that. I don't think it would really work. Jack Nicholson, a psychotic man who starts off normal and suddenly becomes crazy. That could be interesting, but as long as it's not like Beatles, ding, ding, ding.
Don't know who that is. Tom Cushney. How would you bring back Wade Barrett? With a totally different gimmick than what he had the previous couple of times they returned him, and actually make his return a big deal, because his last one fell totally fucking flat.
Sadly, they bought the video packaging strong. He had something that we could possibly get behind, even though the team leader, the higher power guy, could have worked if they continued to push it after the core before the IC Championship run. But now I've been hearing that he's got this bad news Barrett from YouTube.
Never seen it.
If they're going to bring that into the WWE, it's still a gimmicky thing. It's not actually a proper wrestler. So I say good luck if that is going to be the case.
Good luck. But will it be best for business? Who really knows? The whoopie whoop. Do you guys think there's more bandwagons on the IWC this year than last year, as in John Cena? Prime example. Before Cena was out, everyone couldn't wait for him to leave. Now he's hurt. Now everyone misses him. There are a lot. Well, there are always bandwagons in the IWC. Oh, Cena, let's get injured. The products will get better. Let's push Daniel Bryan. Then there's also the bandwagons such as CM Punk is overrated and small people don't draw. So there are a ton of bandwagons in the IWC this year. I mean, I've hopped on a couple of them, and I'm sure a couple of them have hopped on ones that we've mentioned as well.
Well, the thing about John Cena is, for some reason, I'm going to disagree with you slightly, because the first few weeks when John Cena was gone, people were complimenting Raw. They were saying, it's good, I'm enjoying Raw. John Cena doesn't have to be on Raw for people to enjoy segments. But I guess in the end, him to come back helped to fill in some empty spots. As for other areas in the WWE, yeah, I guess people can be a bit hypocritical when it comes to something missing, so they put the blame F on something else.
Did you notice how as soon as John Cena left the WWE, ratings went, Just saying. And NJ, what was the worst pay-per-view you've ever watched? Both Capital Punishment and Battleground is not included.
Oh, son of a gun. I'd say it was probably one of the WrestleManias when...
1999, WrestleMania 15.
You could give
terrible WrestleMania.
I'd say, just part of John Cena beating...
WrestleMania 27.
You're beating The Rock. So, but as a pay-per-view on a whole, I'd say it's definitely WrestleMania 15, because maybe some of the matches looked okay, but the performance and the outcome weren't. But I'll say that one from top of the segment,
Howard Starr. Who would win in a match? Bully Ray or Ryback the Bully? I don't really care.
Bully Ray!
Finish! It's Goldberg! Davon Miller. Do you think a brand splitting again could spark interest in both brands? Which also, I don't know. We'll answer that question first. No, because they don't have enough talent to do that.
Brand's a bit like we said earlier. I think that's why SmackDown doesn't have its growth or interest, because both shows, everything's happening on Raw. If they had their separate shows again, I guess there would be SmackDown's own creative ideas instead of flooding it all onto Raw. But with Raw being 3 hours, them having to fill up time with SmackDown wrestlers, I don't think the SmackDown interest is going to grow anytime soon.
No, and do you really want to put that much emphasis on a tape show, which generally doesn't get a rating above a 2? You know, exactly. Also, which Superstars and Divas would you draft into Raw and SmackDown? None. We wouldn't do a draft. It's kind of pointless now that the brand split is gone. WWE 6636. Do you think WWE is better with the brand extension or without the brand extension? A nice little continuation there. Well, when they had the roster, the brand extension was okay because you had loads of talent on one show, loads of talent on another. It was kind of like competition because it was treated like competition. But now, with the roster like it is, it's better without the brand extension because they don't have all that much talent on the show. So they might as well combine both talents with both shows.
The two best things about the brand extension. Number one, they had basically a good Survivor Series build-up. Raw wrestlers getting built up to Survivor Series, SmackDown wrestlers getting built up to Survivor Series, put them into a match. Same with Money in the Bank. Top wrestlers getting built up Raw, top wrestlers on SmackDown, and made pay-per-views work instead of WWE having to just throw any old wrestlers in just to make it work.
Do you think Raw and SmackDown should have their own pay-per-view? No, it should all be WWE pay-per-views. Right, and now especially.
It was quite sad in the past where like Raw got like a No Way Out, SmackDown got another pay-per-view because number one, you want to see your favourite wrestlers, so with them both together, you get that opportunity at the pay-per-view. And two, I just don't think saying Raw got this pay-per-view, SmackDown got that one really worked.
Would it be a good idea if SmackDown was live every Tuesday nights? You know, SmackDown being live on maybe like a Thursday night would be a good idea.
TNA.
I mean, to be honest, SmackDown gets higher ratings than TNA, so it would be interesting to see the competition there for what is essentially WWE's second show. But as for Tuesday nights, you know, it's the night after Monday. You know, do people really want to watch 5 hours of wrestling in 2 nights? You know, just putting it out there.
I do think SmackDown should be live because that's one of the biggest downfalls SmackDown has. The fact it's pre-taped, you can watch it hours before different countries and all this jazz. And it does make SmackDown look bad when it's being spoiled and stuff like that. So going live shows are normally better than pre-taped.
The real question here is though, would it be best for business? We're not in the wrestling business, so we don't know. The $2.99, this is going to be the last set of questions we probably answer. Should WWE get rid of the world title just having the WWE? Like an undisputed title? You know, now the brand extension is gone, it wouldn't be a bad idea, but I kind of like the fact they have 2 big titles so they can put, they can put the WWE title on an established star and the World Heavyweight Championship on an up-and-coming star. That kind of thing. Plus, it means you have a draw to each, live event, Raw and SmackDown.
As much as I do adore and love with the World Heavyweight Championship, the fact they've not really got the greatest amount of main eventers to just get rid of one of the belts and have them all fighting in like the Elimination Chamber, other various matches for one championship sounds really good right now.
Why is Big E jobbing? This would have been back before they did the babyface turn with Big E Langston. He was probably jobbing because they had no idea what to do with the guy and they didn't really have any storyline plans for him going forward, which is probably why he was doing a lot of jobs.
I don't like putting the blame, but I am going to Ziggler. I think the fact that he was Ziggler's bodyguard or Ziggler's tag team partner, the fact they wanted Ziggler to work, I think Langston was played second fiddle.
What's that? You're blaming Dolph Ziggler? That's against the IWC code. You know that, right?
Yeah, it is, but I'm blaming Ziggler.
John Cena, number 1. Does it annoy you how lazy WWE is over the IC, US, and tag titles? It annoys me how lazy they are over the IC and US, but lately the tag titles have come a little bit more to prominence, in my opinion. They're featuring Goldust and Cody Rhodes in a big spot. They've done it on SmackDown quite a lot recently, but the mid-card titles, yes. It doesn't seem like they really seem to ever put any effort into those 2 titles anymore.
From this point right now, okay, Ambrose hasn't really defended it in an exciting way.
Well, in any kind of storyline.
And nothing that interests us. Tag, people compliment it, good. I'm glad you're supporting something WWE doing. But at the same time, the feuds look dead. Like, we could probably get a few months out of this, but until WWE bring in more tag teams or make more tag teams push higher, it's going to go flat again.
Well, I mean, lately they've pushed the Usos. The Shield is a tag team. I mean, the Real Americans, Los Matadores is being pushed, quite a fair amount lately. So there are a couple of tag teams on the horizon there which could possibly be going after the tag belt at some point down the line. So I'd probably have to disagree with you. It's not often we disagree.
Well, the thing is, as much as I do agree that some are getting pushed, how many of the tag teams right now actually interest you? How many of them, when they become tag teams, can you see potential big and better feuds for them? Because to be honest, I feel we're going to get repeated matches just because there's not enough tag teams.
Leave us your comments or questions in the comment section below. You guys know what to do, and maybe next time you can ask a question which might spark some kind of argument between me and NJ, because they're always kind of fun.
They are indeed, people, and please, 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 the amount more questions you send, some send us 5, some send us 6, some send us 10. And that is the point. The more questions you give us, the longer we can keep going. The longer we keep going, the more questions we answer and give to you guys.
And it's best for business.
And thank you very much for watching, people. This has been a good Q&A from you. Loads of questions were answered, more questions to come. Until next time, YouTubers, from the Apex Predator and Mr. Parkin, thank you very much, and